Hey, Dan here from Heed the Call. You know how in football, timing is everything? You miss your window by a second, and the play's already gone. The holidays are the same way. Everything happens fast, and if you're not ready, you're scrambling at the last minute. That's why Amazon Prime is the real MVP this season.
With Prime's fast, free shipping, you can make those last-minute calls look effortless. Forgot your Secret Santa gift? Need something for that office party? Prime's got your back, helping you go from uh-oh to all set faster than a 2-minute drill.
Absolutely, Mark, because Prime isn't just about getting things fast. It's about making sure you never miss your shot. It turns that last-minute scramble into a smooth holiday win. So this season, remember, Prime's fast delivery has your back during the holidays, especially when it's down to the wire and can't wait another minute. Last-minute gifts delivered, it's on Prime. Visit Amazon.com/Prime to shop now. Here's the issue, Mark. You and I are aging, and that it's hard to stop that.
Nope,
You know
it's
what I mean?
problematic.
So we can't do the things like we used to do, which is like, stay up late at the bar, then go get a burrito, and then wake up 4 hours later, and everything's fine. We need something. How about this, Mark? How about what I've been using? Terra Origin. Because adulthood, it's hitting hard. We're dealing with it. Middle-aged guys. My knees hurt. I hurt my wrist. The other day, I punched a door. Shouldn't have done that. And now my wrist hurts. This is stuff that wasn't happening when I was young. So this is where Terra Origin comes in. Are you curious why I punched the door?
Yeah, I was going to say that's a different conversation. But, if you've got Terra Origin, I'm sure that you're going to be able to get your way out of that mess.
Aaron Judge grounded into a double play. Anyway, Terra Origin makes science-backed, clean supplements designed to help men perform better, recover faster, and feel good every single day. They make smart, no BS supplements that actually help you feel human again. And that's why this is the product that you need. The best part about Terra Origin, no fluff, no fads, just premium, transparent formulas you can trust. It's like upgrading your daily routine from survive to thrive. So whether you're lifting, leading, grinding, or parenting, Terra Origin helps you show up at your best. Visit TerraOrigin.com and use the code PODCAST for 30% off your first order and free shipping. That's TerraOrigin.com. Terra Origin. Feel better from the inside out.
Yeah, not the way we drew it up, but the battle in these guys, it's so much fun, and I'm so honored to be a part of this team, and they never quit, and, it's just fun to be a part of.
Hey, welcome to Heed the Call, an NFL podcast, the Monday night recap with the Week 15 Power Rankings. Dan Hanzus with Marc Sessler, Connor Orr, not here, but Justin Graver on the ones and twos. Sorry about that. I just miss him when he's gone is all.
Let's list all the people that aren't here. We could spend all day doing that.
After this game, this wild, not pretty, but entertaining 22-19 win by the Chargers over the Eagles, Jim Harbaugh, in classic Jim Harbaugh manner, said this of his quarterback. He's a superhero quarterback of his banged-up Warrior QB1, Justin Herbert. According to our old buddy Omar Ruiz, he ranked this victory, this grotesque victory, up there with the birth of his children.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Yeah. Justin, maybe we could grab some Harbaugh by the bottom of the hour, because I imagine he's on a heater in this game. After this game, a huge win for the Chargers. The exact type of win, Ceci, that the type of game you don't want to get into with a Jim Harbaugh team, because what's that old saying, Mark? It's like, you never want to get into a fight with a pig in the slop, because the difference between you and the pig is the pig likes it.
Right. Yeah, I don't.
The Harbaugh Chargers like a nasty game like this, and the Eagles fell right into the trap, and they fly home highly disappointed after a turnover-laden disaster of a Monday night.
A real bizarre contest, because I think the thing we've been saying about the Chargers weekly is, can they survive the offensive line losses, their two tackles? And tonight, if they gave up 7 sacks, and your quarterback, I do think he's heroic. I understand where Harbaugh, and he's a little bit hyperbolic, but like your quarterback is playing with a battered left hand that just went through surgery days ago. It was a heroic performance from that angle. You're getting crushed back there. The line is not holding up, and yet you come through. And I give Greg Roman, I give Greg Roman a lot of credit, who was a pupil of our friend Vic Fangio, worked under him as an assistant back in the day. And they know each other very well. And he found ways to make this offense work in key moments, but yet nothing really worked for either team. And here's the thing, like, even though the Chargers won, isn't the story, like, we just can't get off this Eagles thing. Like, your quarterback melted down tonight. I don't know if I've ever seen a football game where a quarterback threw an interception and also fumbled on the same play. He accounted for 5 turnovers, and then you're gone because the rest of the offense still has the same issues. But it was a peculiar, strange outlier game.
We'll get to the Eagles side of it, but with the Chargers, there's so many things missing from this team, and obviously most of the offensive line, including the 2 superstars that they had on the each end, and it is an issue that the Eagles put constant pressure on Herbert. It was outrageous the amount of pressure Herbert faced playing with a hand that he was on an operating table a week ago. Exactly 1 week ago, he got surgery on his hand, and he's not close to 100%. I have to be honest, like, even after this game, and we know Trey Lance who's the backup on this team, is not someone you want getting extended play in the NFL. I don't think Justin Herbert should have played this game. I think he was in harm's way the entire time. A lot of the ball security issues he had, you could tell, were directly related to his inability to properly protect the ball, and he had to kind of guard himself. He gets his elbow banged up as well. That's bleeding throughout the game. They changed the bandage over and over. I mean, it really was gutsy. I thought it was a little lucky, too, that Harbaugh gets out of here with his QB still intact. It was a very important win for the Chargers, who are now 9-4 and are in great position. They're probably not going to catch the Broncos. Probably not. They're 2 out. With 4 to play in the AFC West, but they are in great position and now 3 full games clear of the Chiefs. So that loss now stings even more. But yeah, you have to give credit to Herbert's guts, but a couple guys that really stand out. Cameron Dicker the kicker. We just saw the clinic that Brandon Aubrey put on in the beginning of the week. UT, shout out Longhorns. Justin points out.
It's a Justin podcast.
Absolutely nails in this game.
Yep.
5 for 5, including the go-ahead 54-yard field goal in overtime. He also kicks the one at the end of regulation that gets this game to overtime. And then the play at the end of the game, and I'm still trying to, every time they played the replay, obviously Jalen Hurts gets tricked on it, right? Because it really looks like his receiver flashes open. Was it Devonta Smith that flashes open there? Peels out right toward the pylon. It looks like a game-winning touchdown. Herbert and Aikman pointed this out throughout the game. The timing is off with this offense, and Hurts is a major reason why that's the case. His receiver flashes open for a moment. Cam Hart makes a beautiful athletic play peeling off his man to deflect the ball. And then Tony Jefferson intercepts the pass at the 1-yard line. The fifth turnover for Hurts, 4 interceptions, lost that fumble too after one of his interceptions. An absolute disaster class for the Eagles quarterback. And Mark, like, I'll throw it to you on the Eagles with this. They're fine. Like, you look at their upcoming schedule, they're going to make the playoffs and they're going to win the NFC East. So they're going to be hosting a home game in January. They have 3 games against 2 of the worst teams in football right now. They are home against the Raiders next week. They're at Washington the week after that, maybe without Jaden Daniels again. They get the Commanders again at home in week 18, and they're at Buffalo in between that. So 3 games out of their last 4 are against the dregs of the league. They should be fine, but it doesn't tell the whole story. This is an Eagles team that once again showed us in primetime that they have a lot of warts, and it's getting to the point where it might not be curable.
I could not agree more, but in the sense that like it feels more like the team from 2 years ago. And of course the league thought that Philadelphia versus Washington twice in the final, month of the season would have been massive titanic clashes, but it's not the case. And it's a team that I look at. I'm just like, I don't want, angry youths to be throwing eggs or objects at Kevin Patullo's house. But like the bottom line is Kevin Patullo, Nick Sirianni, the whole cast and crew, they have run out of time for us to say, you still can figure it out. I just think this is what they are. And to me, they feel like a team that's going to get picked off in the playoffs. Like, you're right. They're going to win the division. They're going to do all this, but you can't have this game from your quarterback, number one. And this was like a bit of an outlier for Jalen Hurts. He's sort of consistent in the sense where
I think he had 3 turnovers all season entering this game.
2, I believe it was.
Yeah.
It was 2 interceptions at least. So it's like, this is not who he is. So I don't want to over panic about what happened tonight. But in general, AJ Brown and Saquon both crossed 100 yards tonight. They found a different way to do the tush push with that pitch to Saquon. Like, it's not that they're not trying. It's not that they're not inventive. It's not that they don't have good players. Devonta Smith is an unheralded, like, great addition to this offense as well. Like, they've got these guys. I think their offensive line is a tick lower than it's been in the past. They're banged up. That changes things a lot about how they could force their will on people in the past. But something is not right, and we all see it. And when something's just not right, it's like we can't explain it exactly, but it's like, this is not exactly working, and it's not going to work at some point in January, and we're going to wave farewell to them.
Okay, so here's what I think is different right now about this team and that 23 team. The 23 team was a outright collapse on both sides of the ball. If you remember, they had so many issues.
And in the locker room, too.
Yes, they had so many issues in their secondary. They couldn't cover. They obviously stopped communicating as well. There was just all these coverage busts. They were non-competitive. The offense was totally out to lunch. This game shows you that, like, the defense is still playing hard, even without Jalen Carter in this game. They got after the quarterback. They made life very, very difficult for Justin Herbert, who's not 100%, but still, like, I thought it was a really good performance. Cooper DeJean, like, completely locking down Ladd McConkey, showing why he's such a valuable player. Jordan Davis making huge plays. Like, they turned the ball over multiple times. They put the ball on the ground multiple times. Like, that the Fangio side of the ball is living up to where they need to be, especially after the horrible Bears performance last week. So that was, I would imagine, a big positive here. But yeah, the offense is broken, and you could put the positivity rabbit in the locker room. Did you see this?
I thought this was not real at first, and it's like, well, nothing is not real at this point. So
yeah, especially in this season. Ashlyn Sullivan, the Eagles have installed the, quote, positivity rabbit in the locker room. It showed up today, and the offensive line stressed to me they are not sad. They just wanted the good vibes bunny. It's a happy Easter blow up. You know, one thing about that is, like, what happens when you come into your locker room after a loss like this game? And now I know they were on the road here, but I don't think that rabbit's going to make it out alive. I don't think anybody makes it out alive in Philadelphia by the end of the season. But yeah, the offense remains the problem. And one of the reasons Hurts had only 2 turnovers entering this game is because, and there was reports, there is some discord in behind the scenes there that he's not seeing the field, or he's unwilling to pull the trigger and push the ball downfield because he's protecting the ball and not just playing like with his instincts the way they want him to. And this is what happened today when I guess he kind of loosened those reins a little bit. So we'll see
how many Super Bowl winning quarterbacks do we, outside of maybe like a latter period Russell Wilson, who do we say that about? Who's like, that's a weird report that's what he's struggling with. Like, he's been ungodly successful, like that's what his real struggles are. I don't know. The Eagles are they're a bizarro operation. Yeah. I don't know. So why are we celebrating Easter? It's not even Christmas yet. They're not
celebrating Easter. They're celebrating the positivity of this bunny that is associated with, I guess, the Christ is risen side of religion. Save it for the theology podcast, but
Yeah, well, there's a lot happening there. Sure.
I mean, the Easter Bunny as a figure is a towering, literally in this case, figure of positivity. So I think,
but he's literally holding or next to a fence that says "Happy Easter." So I'm like in the photo.
Well, take it up with Big Dom. He's the one that stole it off somebody's lawn.
It's probably like hard to procure a giant inflatable rabbit that doesn't have Easter associations.
Yeah, but they got the big touchdown run from Barkley in this game.
Yep.
And they got a really good defensive performance, and then the quarterback kills them. It just feels like this is a team that keeps springing leaks, and yet the scheduling gods have shined down on them, and they should go 3-1 or 2-2 at the very worst down the stretch. And because the Cowboys already have 6 losses, that should be enough. But yeah, this was a frustrating loss. How could it not be? When your quarterback has 5 turnovers, including 2 on the same play. Can't make that up.
I don't know if that's ever happened.
It did. I think they said something had happened in the 70s, maybe, but it's pretty crazy. What else did I want to talk about in this game?
You know what? I think it's a big deal that Omarion Hampton is back for the Chargers. Like
he gave them something,
and they've got
today.
Vidal as well. Like they've got these good running backs. Like you can see a path for them to win games on offense. But it's health. They're a health team.
Justin Herbert, according to Next Gen Stats, Justin Herbert ended this game with a 68.3% pressure rate, the 6th highest in a game, minimum 20 dropbacks over the past 10 seasons. How the hell did he survive this game? I mean, geez. I thought Harbaugh dodged a bullet on this one. He really did. By the way, Herbert, Laura Rutledge after this game is, doing her job. Her ass is in the jackpot if she doesn't get Herbert during the post game, right? But right. We being America, an international audience tuned in late at night, wherever you are in the universe.
Our ass is in the jackpot now.
You got to see Justin Herbert be clearly perturbed that he had to do this assignment.
Yeah, I'm trying to celebrate with my team.
No, I know, but can we just talk to you really fast?
I know, but can we just talk to you really fast? Shout out Laura Rutledge. She's doing her job. That's not an easy job. And that chaos and an emotional win with a sudden ending on the interception. And I thought just as entertaining to me anyway as Herbert being, TO'd there, but then be like, the PR guy's going to get on my ass. My ass will be in the jackpot if I blow her off here. He does it. And then she asks, I think, one question too many. And Herbert, I like him trying to end this as quickly as possible, this question.
We know you were dealing with a broken hand tonight. You gutted it out. You were hit multiple times. How are you feeling right now?
Feel pretty good, thank you.
You've just illustrated
another one.
You've illustrated 94% of my bar encounters with the opposite sex in the 80s and 90s. So
80s. How old are you?
Not 80s. I wasn't in a bar in the 80s, but like 90s, early 2000s.
The alien's like, my math. I have improperly exposed my pure age of 1,047.
I give Rutledge credit there. She worked through that.
She did. Well, she got it. She got it.
Yeah.
All right. So there you go. That is Monday Night Football.
I found Harbaugh stuff if you want it.
Yeah. Let's listen to Jim. He's got to be feeling no pain.
So this is him hugging his quarterback on the field after the game.
Fun.
And this is him.
A primal scream. Okay. This guy's a fucking lunatic. I love him. Go ahead.
This is his locker room speech to the team after the game.
Nice.
J-Balls! 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 The entire defense!
Very Will Ferrell, we're going streaking energy there.
Cameron Kicker!
I like a locker room speech that could have been given to 7-year-olds and it would have had the same effect. Like it was for all people that compete.
I also do like having formerly worked in that complex, the idea of 51,000 furious Eagles fans trying to get off Prairie Boulevard right now. They're like trapped.
Which is
Despite
probably still
all my
under
rage,
construction.
I'm still just a rat in a cage. Safe travels, Eagles fans. Go back from whence you came.
Then you got to go to LAX. You are in a hellscape.
Oh, man, there's going to be some fist fights at the Dunkin' Donuts at LAX. That's my prediction. Let's take a break. And when we get back, we'll do some news and then power rankings. You know, Mark, I was looking at my phone bill the other day, and honestly, it felt like someone stole a little bit of my holiday joy, my soul even.
I get it. You know, I'm sorry to hear that. I was in that boat too until I switched to Mint Mobile. And right now, all their unlimited plans are 50% off. 3, 6, or 12-month plans for just $15 a month. It's their best deal of the year, and Dan, it makes it so easy to finally give your old overpriced plan the Scrooge treatment, okay? I kept my phone, brought my number over, and the service is fantastic. High-speed data, unlimited talk and text, all on the nation's largest 5G network. No contracts, no nonsense, and I'm saving a ton compared to my old provider. I use this, and you should too.
The Scrooge treatment. I like that. Well, you know, that sounds great, buddy. So if you want to take control of your wireless bill and actually enjoy your service, now's the perfect time to switch. Turn your expensive wireless present into a huge wireless savings future by switching to Mint. Shop Mint Unlimited plans at mintmobile.com/heed-the-call. That's mintmobile.com/heed-the-call.
Limited time offer. Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 a month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 35 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. Capable device required. Availability, speed, and coverage varies. See mintmobile.com.
Switching to Chime was one of the easiest financial moves I've ever made. I didn't just switch banks. I upgraded to a smarter, fee-free way to manage my money. No overdraft fees. Gotcha. No monthly fees. Gotcha. No minimum balances. Gotcha. Just banking that feels like it's finally on my side.
Yeah, what really surprised me was how useful the MyPay feature is, being able to access up to $500 of your paycheck anytime and get paid up to 2 days early makes such a difference. I've never felt more in control of my paycheck. And honestly, I wish I'd had this years ago.
Oh, if only there was a time machine, Sessdog. And you know what? Chime doesn't stop there. There's overdraft coverage you can count on, tools that help build credit history stress-free, and savings that earn up to 3.5 APY, which is way higher than what I used to get. And when I've needed help, the customer service rated 5 stars by USA Today has been all real humans 24/7.
The new Chime card has been a standout for me too. It lets me build credit history with my own money while earning cash back on everyday spending. No annual fees, no interest. And once I set up qualifying direct deposits, I started earning 1.5% cash back on eligible purchases, Dan.
Chime is not just smarter banking, it's the most rewarding way to bank. Join the millions who are already banking fee-free today. It just takes a few minutes to sign up. Head to chime.com/HTC. That is chime.com/HTC.
Chime is a financial technology company, not a bank. Banking services, a secured Chime Visa credit card, and MyPay line of credit provided by the Bancorp Bank N.A. or Stride Bank N.A. MyPay eligibility requirements apply, and credit limit ranges $20 to $500. Optional services and products may have fees or charges. See chime.com/fees info. Advertised annual percentage yield with Chime Plus status only. Otherwise, 1.00% APY applies. No min balance required. Chime card on-time payment history may have a positive impact on your credit score. Results may vary. See chime.com for details and applicable terms.
Unspeakable tragedy confirmed to us by ABC News in New York City. John Lennon, outside of his apartment building on the west side of New York City, the most famous perhaps of all of the Beatles, shot twice in the back, rushed to Roosevelt Hospital, dead on arrival.
45 years ago on Monday Night Football, a game between the Dolphins and Patriots, that was Howard Cosell letting the world know that John Lennon had been murdered in New York City. It's crazy to me, Ceci, trying to wrap your head around that happening in the middle of a football game. And I know a lot of our younger listeners and viewers might not be aware. Like everybody knows, even young people know that the Beatles were a very popular band, but they were maybe the most important figures, and Lennon, especially him and McCartney, but maybe even Lennon is, I think, Cosell says in that wind up, he says, perhaps the most popular of all the Beatles, for him to be murdered and taken away so suddenly, and then all of a sudden that just being dropped on America the way it was, I can't even imagine what it was like, and how do you process that? And then for Cosell, and I think it was Don Meredith in the booth, like how do you call an overtime after that? That's just like a crazy thing. 45 years ago tonight.
It's a jarring way to broadcast that, but he was a jarring individual, Cosell.
And he handled it well. I mean,
I guess like they probably told him to do it. Like he wasn't doing it far afield. But I have a weird memory from that because while I was not in bars in the 80s, I misspoke there. But like I was meant to go to Barnum and Bailey Circus in New York City, like a day later or 2 days later, and my dad came down. I was on the couch watching like cartoons. He's like, "Well, we can't go to Barnum and Bailey Circus because they're doing the memorial for John Lennon, who was killed." And so Mark didn't go to the circus, which is not the headline here, but like,
yeah, that would probably be a little lower in the news stack. I used to live on 82nd in Amsterdam on the Upper West Side. The Dakota was.
I think John Madden lived there. Like there is.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of famous people live there. I think it's on like 72nd or 73rd in Central Park West. So it was like a stone's throw from where I lived for a couple of years in the mid 2000s. And I'm a huge Beatles fan, and if you're
as we all are, right?
Yeah, like if you're a big fan of music and rock music, like everyone goes through a Beatles phase. And then you go through a John Lennon phase, and some of us go through a Paul McCartney phase or a George Harrison phase. I kind of did that, but I definitely was a Lennon guy. And I remember one night going to my buddy Mark's apartment, and I think we watched like a playoff game or something, and had a few drinks, and I was, had quite a buzz, and I decided to walk home, and I walked to the Dakota, and it was late, and it was just eerily silent and still, and it was that exact spot because the building is exactly the same. New York City, and I just went back to New York a couple of weeks ago, and it reminded me, and this is a warm thing, that New York, obviously there's always new buildings going up and things coming down, but it's not like LA, they tear down everything. And the LA, as beautiful as the city is in many ways, like they're so bad about preserving their history and their buildings. New York, so much of the place is what it looked like 100 years ago.
Yeah.
And the Dakota looks exactly the same as it did in December of 1980. And just kind of being there, I could still picture that and remember that. And across the street in Central Park is where you'll see the Imagine Strawberry Fields Forever set up. It's just, one of those New York things that you kind of go through that phase. And 45 years ago, John Lennon left us. Crazy.
The absurd Mark David Chapman figure pulled it off. So wait, Lennon was your favorite Beatle. I think mine is McCartney. I don't know why.
I have a lot of respect for Paul McCartney, especially after watching that crazy Beatles, like Let It Be documentary, I think it was, from a couple of years ago. And you just saw how he ran that show, and it wasn't always easy, but I don't know. I just thought Lennon had that kind of little bit of like a acid tongue, and that I feel like you would be the Lennon guy. I feel like I would be the McCartney guy, and you would be the Lennon guy. But...
Well, Lennon did have his, broke up with Yoko for like the 1 year and went to LA. And
one of our tropes is Mark bringing up John Lennon's Lost Weekend, the Lost Years in LA.
Full year, actually. It was a year. Yeah. But I did see a survey that 98% of our listeners overseas are Ringo fans. They're Ringo fans. So it's a bit of a split with our sensibilities.
There's a faction of musicians that are like, don't you dare say anything bad about Ringo. He was a brilliant, unique drummer. So I'm not even comfortable with you mocking him the way you just did.
No, I'm saying that like maybe to the credit of our listeners, that's their guy.
Okay, good.
According to this poll that I read.
I'd like to see the data on that. All right, let's do some news.
He's going for 90-yard touchdown! 90-yard touchdown!
Hey, 17, you see I ain't talking, right? Stay humble, bro.
But you know he's right.
Stay humble,
I
cuz.
can say 90 yards. I can be excited.
Yeah, but don't do that by my ear. Don't do it by my ear, now. Don't do it by my ear.
I will do it. No.
I will do it here. How about this? What a story. With Daniel Jones out for the season, torn right Achilles, Notre Dame alum Riley Leonard, the third stringer, dealing with a knee injury. Anthony Richardson, in parts unknown, dealing with that unfortunate eye injury. The Colts are doing they're still an Irsay running the show thing by turning to retired NFL great Phillip Rivers potentially as an emergency solution. The Colts, this was reported by Schefter amongst others, will bring in Rivers, who last played in the NFL in 2020, for a workout Tuesday. The Colts haven't yet decided to sign Rivers, and Rivers has yet to determine whether he would play, a source said. Rivers, Mark, turned 44 today. Today's his birthday. How about that? I mean, what a weird season. This is a drunken season of professional football, and everything is just so wacky about it, right down to this Phillip Rivers story breaking on his actual birthday, where he turns 44. As a fellow geriatric millennial, Mark, at 45, I'm rooting hard that Phil Rivers gets on the field. But at the same time, it says so much about what the hell has happened to this once like Super Bowl promising level Colts season.
It's I don't know. I'm with you. Like this, I feel like this season is kind of like a holiday party where like at some point you realize I shouldn't be here anymore. Like I'm only going to damage my reputation. But like this is a team under Chris Ballard that chased a 11th hour Matt Ryan, Joe Flacco. And here they are doing this. I mean,
but those were active players at least.
I'm totally
texted Andrew Luck after years after he retired, asking if he would come back and play for them again.
Right. Like I'm not justifying it. It's totally wild to me. It's wild to me also because if anything about Phillip Rivers that we know is this is one of like America's intentionally great and productive family men, right? He's got like 1,000 children or 13 or 14 children to be real. And like when the Chargers moved from San Diego to Los Angeles, everything he built his schedule around was being home, to be able to find a way to be home with his kids. So you're going to go to Indianapolis. Now it's only a couple games, but like, and do this? Or are you in shape? Like, I'm assuming he's still in shape. I don't know. I can't put it together because I feel also it's like, where is like Ryan Tannehill in this equation or someone like that who is maybe closer to having played actual football? I also think Phillip Rivers probably could come in and win a couple games, be one of the coolest things that we've seen. So
yeah, that's why I'm rooting for it. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to bring in a guy that's been retired for 4 years. Even, he was productive in his final season, but, clearly physically his arm strength was on the decline. To expect him to be able to sling it would be wild, but you know what? It is in line with, and she's kind of gone off the national radar a little bit, since the team started struggling, but Carly Ursay Gordon prowling that sideline with the notepad and the headset on. Like she is her father's daughter. And this is the same team that plucked Jeff Saturday out of a ESPN studio to be a head coach a couple of years ago. So they're an unconventional team. And even though Jim Irsay is no longer with us, this shows they still have the capability of making unconventional decisions. But
do you think it's her idea or a Shane Steichen idea? Like, I mean, because Shane Steichen is a huge part of this. Like,
I guess we'll find out. And maybe this workout goes poorly and it's much ado about nothing.
Yeah.
I would imagine, you mentioned Ryan Tannehill. Tannehill's been out of the league for a couple of years, but also Rivers played with the Colts at the end of his career. So there was a, even though the offense is, I guess, different, there's a level of, familiar a nature to it. So I don't know. It's a crazy, wild story, a great Monday week 14 heading into week 15 story to drop. And I think we're all kind of rooting to see him get on the field. It would restart. I thought about this. This doesn't really matter to anyone, I would imagine, besides Phillip Rivers. He is a Hall of Fame quarterback. It would restart his Hall of Fame clock.
You're right. He'd have to go 5 more years.
He'd have to wait 5 more years if he came back. I feel like, I don't know, man. Life is short. You never know what could happen. Like having the gold jacket ceremony, restarting that clock to play with this Colts team, this dead ass Colts team now for 4 weeks is a bit of a risk. But maybe he's got that itch. Maybe he's just got.
And he's literally a grandfather.
He does. He has. People aren't aware, I think he has 10 kids.
Yeah, he's like Antonio Cromartie, probably from a little bit of a different angle in terms of how you planned that.
Yeah, I would say Phil would say I have a very different perspective on fatherhood than Cromartie does. He has 10 children with his wife, Tiffany, 7 daughters and 3 sons. The youngest was born in 2023. This isn't like, oh, my kids are all out of the house now, so
No.
I figured, no, they're still in it. Their oldest son, Gunnar, has become a prominent high school quarterback. Wait, does Gunnar have a kid? How?
I
Do you
believe,
have that on solid reporting that he's a grandfather?
I read that. Hold on. Yes, I believe it's absolutely true. Why does it have to be the oldest child?
Yes, he is a grandfather.
Yeah,
His
he's a
oldest
grandfather.
daughter, Haley, had a baby boy.
So I nailed it.
We need it. Good job, Mark.
Yeah.
Sorry to even question
Suggest
you on
that I would
any
be
level.
incorrect.
Exactly. And yes, Tom Brady retired at 45. So even if he comes back, he wouldn't be the oldest quarterback in recent memory, but he's right there, and he's 3 years older, or 2 years older, I should say, than Aaron Rodgers. All right. Let's see. Anything else we want to get in? Speaking of the Daniel Jones situation, the Colts could tag Jones. This is from reporting by Burt Breer. The Colts, here's a quote, the Colts could franchise tag Jones in 2026 to see how the rehab goes, but that won't be cheap. Last year, the quarterback franchise tag number was $40.2 million. Next year, it will be 46 projected. That's not only triple what Jones is making now, it also give Jones the leverage to land a deal in the range of $50 million per year. Are the Colts prepared to do that sort of deal with a quarterback? I don't think they would. That's just speculation.
Well, also
That's not reporting.
or season 1 or off season after Achilles injury for not the youngest kind of player in the league.
Yeah, I would.
What are we doing here?
I would not do that, but
Right.
okay. All right. A couple quick notes. The Patriots-Ravens Week 16 game has been flexed to Sunday Night Football. Bengals-Dolphins is out, pushed to 1 p.m. That is the butterfly effect of the Bengals once again failing to win a shootout, this time on Sunday against the Bills. Your boy Shadur Sanders will be the QB1 the rest of the season for the Cleveland Browns, coming off that really strong performance against the Titans. And I thought this thing was interesting. You see what happened with the Raiders and Broncos on Sunday?
Oh, the
Who was
way
on
that
this game?
I think the desert was a little upset about this, if that's where you're going.
Well, not the desert. The people that do business with the desert.
Yeah.
I would say that would be the people. Was this a Connor game?
This was a Mark game.
Okay, Mark, take us through it, because this was a game that the Broncos had in hand. It was 24-7 with about 3 minutes to play. What happened?
So the score is 24-7, okay, in the fourth quarter, and then with 2:22 to go, the Raiders pull off a touchdown, making it 24-14 with 2:22 to go.
Okay.
They get the ball back, And with 5 seconds to go in the game, so time runs out, they decide we're just going to kick a field goal to make it 24-17, which Justin, I believe, rocked the over-under.
It covered the spread.
It covered the spread. And so, you have people online last night going nuts. And, this is not the Dave Portnoy type guy was going crazy saying that Pete Carroll should be taken out by an assassin's bullet or something like that. And also it is the Las Vegas Raiders operating in Las Vegas. So,
and at the end of the game, the clock's running out, the last seconds of the game, because the Raiders get tackled inbounds, and the referees throw a flag because they said the Denver defender didn't get off the ball carrier quick enough, and they called delay of game to stop the clock with under 10 seconds left. And then Carroll, to top it off, sends out the field goal team to kick the field goal to make it 7 points as time expires. It really didn't make any sense.
Little fishy.
And Carroll was asked about it on Monday.
And then when it went down to 5 or went down to 3 or whatever they did, and then they put it back to 5 or whatever, then I knew it was going to look stupid. Like you couldn't figure out why we were doing it. So, but one, it was 8, and I was trying to get it to 10. I was talking 10, with the guy trying to get it back up. And I thought I'd had a chance to plea it and plead it, and they might give me a shot. And so that was just competing all it was. But fans couldn't understand. Like you're asking the question, but. There was a real clear thought what we were trying to get done there, just to take it down to the very last click.
Yeah, I don't think that doesn't really answer the question.
It doesn't. But I mean, we've been lucky enough to go to these owners' meetings and stuff. Like we've met Pete Carroll. Does he strike you as someone that is tangled up with
yes,
with gambling individuals?
Go read his Wikipedia about his USC tenure.
Well, I don't claim that he's without skeletons in the closet, but
I'm not saying that he
complex,
was on the take here.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I was hoping Pete had an actual explanation there.
That was not an explanation.
And he didn't have an actual explanation. He
Super
said
hazy.
that he thought there could be enough time on the clock where he could kick the field goal and then recover an onside kick and then throw a Hail Mary or whatever, which would make sense. But once they put the 5 seconds on the clock, there's no reason at that point to send your kicker out, unless you're just trying to make the case that the kicker needs practice.
And in one of the worst weekends of officiating that we've seen all season, or in many seasons, they don't look pure in it either.
Yeah, you're not going to see me going on Instagram Live to say I stand with Portnoy or whatever. I understand he got himself into some trouble here with some comments he made, but I don't disagree that it's a little fishy.
Yeah, it's
weird. A little weird.
Yeah.
And, I don't know, man. It's weird.
And Justin's quiet because he lost about $270 off of this, and he's not happy, and I know that for a fact. So.
This idea that I gamble weekly on the NFL is just, I tried to explain this a lot last week. I am in Texas. I cannot place bets from Texas. I placed a number of preseason bets to carry me and give me additional rooting interest throughout the season. That's why I play so many.
Have you or have you not been in touch with Pete Carroll in the last 72 hours? Answer the question.
I have not. But if I had, my number one priority would have been getting him on this show to explain himself.
And maybe talk about that 2006 national title game with Vince Young going around the right edge to the pylon. I remember it. I watched it, Justin.
Hell yeah.
All right, let's take a break and we'll hit the power rankings. Hey, Mark, I asked you last week about your Christmas shopping. Have you made any progress since then?
Well, it's a very busy time for us, Dan. You know that.
Oh, Sassy, you got to make time. Sounds like a no. Well, look, if you're still hunting for the right gift for that special person in your life, I know just the thing, Aura Frames. It's the gift that makes it look like you planned it all along. Thoughtful, personal, and easy. Basically, the holiday trifecta.
Honestly, Dan, it really is the perfect gift idea, especially because I always struggle to find something meaningful and useful. The last thing I want is my gift that I buy for someone shoved in a drawer or forgotten about as soon as Christmas is over.
Ah, tragic. I mentioned this before, but I'll tell you all again. Last year, I gave an Aura frame to my parents, preloaded it with family photos, some vacation shots, cute ones of the kiddos. all that. A year later, they absolutely love it. It sits in their living room, rotating through the memories all day long. Grandparents love that stuff. And the best part is you can preload photos before it ships and keep adding new ones anytime from anywhere. You can't wrap togetherness, but you can frame it.
You are a good son. Okay, as soon as we're done with this read, I will order an Aura frame myself, especially because for a limited time, you can save on this perfect gift by using code HEEDTheCall at auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames, named #1 by Wirecutter. That's code HEEDTheCall, all one word, at auraframes.com. This deal is exclusive to Hedonists, and frames sell out fast, so order yours now, ASAP, to get it in time for the holidays. Remember to use the code HEEDTheCall at checkout. Terms and conditions apply.
What's good, y'all? It's Von Miller, Super Bowl MVP, Sack Master, and now your host of Free Range. This is where NFL meets real talk. Every week, I'm bringing you inside the game, from locker room stories to league-wide headlines. You want football IQ, locker room insight, and real conversations with the people shaping the league? Welcome to Free Range with Von Miller, where nothing is off limits and every down counts. New episodes every Wednesday. Listen and follow Free Range with me, Von Miller, wherever you get your podcasts.
I've bought a lot of glasses over the years, and I used to think you had to choose between style, comfort, or price, right? Turns out you don't. Warby Parker changed all that. They make every frame with premium materials so everything feels sturdy and looks sharp. Their in-house designs come in tons of colors and fits, which means there's a pair that actually flatters you. And with over 300 stores across the US and Canada, you can get styled by their friendly advisors or shop online from home.
Yeah, they're super friendly. I've been to the store here in LA, and they are incredibly effective at what they do. Warby Parker glasses start at just $95, including prescription lenses with anti-reflective, scratch-resistant coatings. Now, for me, I don't need prescription lenses. Perfect. The old blue eyes. The new old blue eyes, that is. But I did grab myself a pair of the classic Timber sunglasses, and I honestly get compliments all the time, Sassy.
Yeah, well, I don't doubt that you're giving yourself some as well, but I do wear prescription lenses, and another reason I love Warby Parker, well, at their stores, eye exams start at just $85, and in fact, you can save 15% when you grab 2 or more pairs. You lose them, you need to. Plus, you get free shipping and free 30-day returns. It's basically risk-free. I shop at Warby Parker, and you, Dan, should too.
I do. Warby Parker has over 300 locations to help you find your next pair of glasses. You can also head over to warbyparker.com/HTC right now to try on any pair virtually. That's warbyparker.com/HTC, warbyparker.com/HTC. All right, we are back. We got to get to the power rankings, but I made that offhanded comment that Mark, I slightly regret now, about UT defeating USC at the height of the Pete Carroll era with Vince Young going off and winning the game single-handedly in 2006. And during the commercial break, Justin started telling a story so peculiar and so striking in its oddity that I said, stop right there. Let's talk about it on the show. Go ahead, Justin, take us through the national title game, USC UT 2006.
So I was 13 years old. I was already a Texas fan long before I ever applied or went to Texas. And I was supposed to be asleep. I was a young kid. I had like a 10:30 bedtime. It's late in Texas when that game's finishing up. And I'm supposed to be asleep, but I have a TV in my room that I won from my orthodontist in a competition for take the coolest photo brushing your teeth in like the coolest place.
What
and
the
I took mine brushing my teeth behind the boat on a pair of water skis. So that won the coolest photo.
We're at the lake house. Jay, get the jet skis. We must go and win tickets to the big game.
So I won a television. So I'm up past my bedtime watching the game, watching Vince Young run that into the corner of the end zone, jumping and screaming in my room. My dad comes upstairs. I thought he was going to be like, "You're supposed to be asleep. What are you doing?" And he's like, "Hey, how about the Longhorns?" He's like excited with me. Anyway, it was as you said during the break, Dan, the greatest college game I've ever watched.
It was an incredible game, but nothing could be more incredible than if you can get us that photo of you brushing your teeth on jet skis.
On water skis. But yes,
skis.
We definitely
That
have
also,
it.
like
Let me
having
text my
water
parents.
skied, like that means you as a youth were water skiing with one hand on the handle behind a motorboat. That's impressive.
That is upper crust leisure activities on the lake, Mark. Like he's been doing that since he's probably been 5 years old. That's easy.
Well, yeah, you might be right. I mean, I find it impressive because I was less upper crust than Justin.
That's
but
like getting up and have a cup of tea in the morning for Justin. Take out the boat. It's time for some water skiing.
I didn't realize it was 12:16. I just texted my mom asking for the picture, but she's asleep.
Party Elise,
so.
she's up. Please.
We'll get this on Wednesday.
Okay.
Should
All
I
right,
call
let's
it in 10 minutes?
Let's do some power rankings. He's doing splendid work on the jet ski.
Unless you've got power!
Farbuck.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Bigger powers, yeah! Then when you get the money, you get the power.
Category orange
The
incident.
power behind the power.
Wow, you're playing with power.
According to Dan Hanzus power ranking.
Thank you, Paul Rudd. Some people were speculating, Mark, that the reason you missed the Thursday preview show is because there was a possibility that Ken Farbuck could be calling in about some of your questionable, we'll put it that way, Week 14 rankings. Anything to that?
I don't know who some people are. Some people seem to be questioning all sorts of things, so that's fine. But it was a life scenario. I am not scared of Farbuck at all. I think my demeanor with him in our previous encounter would suggest that I will go as aggressive as needed. And I don't. Why did he not call if I did anything ill?
So you're not ducking Farbuck?
No. In
Okay.
fact,
Farbuck,
I am
good.
happy.
Farbuck.
I stand by my power rankings on a weekly basis.
Okay, that's good to hear. That's important. All right, let's get to it. Tier 1 of the HTC Power Rankings, the only power rankings that matter. And look at that, right off the bat, a double Connect 4. Look at a little synergy here. The LA Rams, after they get right with a blowout win over the Cardinals, the Seahawks absolutely trash the Falcons in the second half of their matchup. They hold on to the number 2 spot. The number 3 spot, that goes to the Green Bay Packers, up 1 spot after they have a very strong performance in a victory over who, Mark? Remind me?
The Green Bay Packers. You know what? This is not how these things work. I've suggested
Who are these
to
Packers you speak of?
I've suggested in the past, do not throw to me
The
open
Packers beat
questions.
the Bears.
Yeah,
Packers
they beat the Bears.
Bears.
28-21. It was a
Thank you, Mark.
a show of strength.
The Bills, they have a show of strength in taking down the Bengals, ending their season, and Josh Allen has one of his great games. They move up 1 spot. Oh, look at that. Oh, baby. The New England Patriots on a bye. They get dinged down 2 spots.
Well,
fall
you
behind.
buried them.
I have them where they belong, the bottom of tier 1. And let's see what happens this week against the Bills. How about that? Hey, you dropped them 2 spots. You had them at number 1 for Christ's sake last week.
Well, we've got a 3, 5, and 3, and you have them at 8. I think I understand that when you have an outlier, it's courageous and it's daring, and it's innovative, but it's just simply an outlier is what it is. So
now you're getting it. Yes. Again, this is the type of thing that a power ranker who's not afraid of bucking conventional wisdom says, let's see what happens when the Bills play the Patriots. And I could have egg on my face, in which case I'm either one of 2 things. I was wrong about the Patriots, or I'm at Kevin Patullo's house. All right, let's go to the Denver Broncos. They come in at 6, up. They hold at 6. Sessler deigns it worthy to move them out of the number 10 spot. So you're cleaning things up subtly this week. I see what you're doing, Mark.
they belong there. I was impressed by their game. I mentioned that during our recap show.
Yes. We have the Niners up 1 spot on their bye to number 7. And there are the Lions. There they are, back into tier 1. after their offense wakes up in a big spot and they put a spanking on the Cowboys on Thursday Night Football. I like this. This is a nice, solid top 8. Let's move to tier 2. Who just missed the top tier? That would be the Chicago Bears, and that makes sense too. They dropped 2 spots after they can't close out that game against the Packers. And man, and just again, a reminder, Sessy, Caleb Williams just makes a better decision or a better throw. And everything's different. They're in the top 5 of the power rankings. They're in the catbird seat in the NFC North. And instead, here they are, but still a nice place to be in mid-December. The Jaguars finally getting respect from HTC. They move into the top 10 at number 10. And we're all in lockstep on that. And here come the Houston Texans. I disagree with the group here. I'm a little bit on an island here. I think the Texans are one of the very best teams in football right now. I had them at number 7 in my personal rankings in tier 1. But Sessy has them all the way down at 13, which is crazy to me. Connor and Justin have them at 11. They're up 4 spots to number 11 in the power rankings. 13, huh, Mark?
I don't see much difference between 13 and the 11s. It's a team I'm still figuring out and trying to figure out. 7, I think that there's probably a world where they live between 7 and 13. 7 is a little rich.
What does that mean? There's a world where they live between 7 and 13.
7 is 7. Like, no one agrees with you on 7. Look at the rest of the group.
I'm not looking for anybody to agree with me. I think maybe that's the big difference, Mark. I'm not looking for anybody to agree with me.
Yeah, but you're singling us out when it's you who should be singled out for putting them at 7.
I'm just watching their games every week and seeing not only are they on a 5-game winning streak, they are absolutely punishing their opponents week after week. And
they absorbed 4 hours of my time last night. I also watched their games.
Did you penalize them for the game taking too long? Is that what you're saying, Sessy?
No, it's just that but there are other teams to talk about here that are above them.
Yeah, okay. We'll see what happens. The Chargers move up 1 spot after their Monday night win over the Eagles. And speaking of the Eagles, perfect Twilight Zone team. Sessy didn't come with us. But the rest of us all put the Eagles at 13. Because who knows what to make sense of the Eagles. And by the way, when they beat up all these tomato cans down the stretch, I don't think we should go crazy about moving them up the board. I think they should hang out in this territory and we'll see what happens. But it's probably not how it works with our rankings. The number 14 Cowboys, they dropped 2 spots after failing their test against the Lions, but still, they won 2 or 3 games in that tough stretch for them. So bully to Dallas overall. Look at the Chiefs down, Mark, 4 spots to 15. Can you believe it? Mark?
I can now.
The Chiefs, if I would have told you in August that the Chiefs would have a healthy Patrick Mahomes all season, and their defense would be even better than the defense last year, and yet they would be under 500 and in the middle of our power rankings on December 8th. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's like when you were in 9th grade and you keep getting a math quiz, like a surprise math quiz, and you keep getting like a 61 or a 51 on it. You start to fall in terms of the status of the class. That's the Chiefs to me. They keep failing quizzes and tests.
Well put. Are the Steelers the new Cowboys in the HTC power rankings? The team that just yo-yos week by week between 16 and 21? Well, they are up 6 spots. Is that the biggest jump of the week, Justin?
That is
all right.
Tied for, yes.
I guess I'm a little surprised that they would jump up that high because we've all kind of agreed that the Ravens aren't necessarily good. But this also could be a product now of the teams around them in this soft middle section of the NFL. Let's go to tier 3. Let's see who they're ahead of. That will probably explain a lot of this. All right, so the Panthers stay at 17 on bye. The Bucks, how did the Bucks not drop? What am I missing here? The Bucks just got beat by the Saints.
You and I dropped them, but not everybody dropped them, so they didn't drop.
Wow.
They're also, this is important, tied with the Baltimore Ravens in terms of the average ranking, and they were ahead of the Ravens last week.
Okay.
so they stay ahead.
It really is it is the teams below them though too. The Bucks have dropped significantly in the last month.
I guess it's not a big difference, Mark, but I'm surprised you would have the Panthers behind the Bucks in your rankings after what we've seen from these two teams in the past 3 weeks. Like, if this is like a snapshot of where we are right now, it feels like to me that the Panthers are clearly a better team than the Bucks in this moment, but you don't have.
Well,
it
it's
that
17
way.
and 18. I can you're right in the sense that some would say that's ridiculous, but I still think the Bucks just aren't winning games, but I think they're the better team of those two. The Panthers aren't lighting me up emotionally.
Okay. The Ravens at 19 makes sense. The Dolphins at 20 up one spot. I guess we're kind of still holding on them a little bit. That makes sense. The Bengals down one spot after that loss to the Bills. The Colts down 6 spots after losing another game and their quarterback. That sounds about right. Let's see if Phillip Rivers can get them back in the right direction. I hope that happens. The Vikings up 2 spots. Shout out to, you know what? Like, I meant to hit this a little bit harder on the Sunday show. I was happy for JJ McCarthy because as much as I was frustrated by the discourse initially around McCarthy, that people were kind of getting too caught up by a couple of quarters that he had played rather than this guy's not really doing it. There was a bit of a piling on of McCarthy in recent weeks in terms of like the memes and some of the criticism of him. Like, I can imagine it would be very hard for a 23-year-old kid
who has
handle.
a 2-month-old child, and he's a father for the first time and trying to figure out how to do his job.
Yeah, that's a lot. So while I'm not impressed by McCarthy, the player, I'm sure it's been a very tough ride for him to shut out the noise around him, and that was a nice win. So up 2 spots, McCarthy and the Vikings. The Saints, they make a 6-spot jump with Tyler Shuck balling out and knocking off the Bucks. So they sneak into tier 3. I can guarantee you they have not been, Justin, in tier 3 this season yet.
Actually, I had to go. The way I have this all templated out, like I have a bunch of teams, layers I turn on and off. I had never in the history of Heed the Call Power Rankings had the Saints higher than tier 4. I had to copy the logo from my tier 4 board into tier 3.
It's been a rough run for the Saints for a few years now. Let's go to tier 4, the tier you don't want to be in. And there's the Falcons. They went up a spot? Okay. I mean, I watched that game. I don't see how a team could move up after giving up like 35 points in the last 2 quarters.
Well, you have them ranked the highest.
Yeah, I guess this would be one of those situations where behind them must be the dregs of the world. And I guess that's true because the only team that I saw that was more pathetic than the Falcons on Sunday were the Cardinals and the Jets and the Commanders. And the Giants were on bye. And the Titans, they won, but, you know, they beat the Browns, who are there at 31, and then the Raiders. So that's why I have the Falcons at 24. All the teams beneath them are pitiful dog shit. Which one? Where do we have a Connect 4?
Raiders.
It says the Graver has them at third. Oh, you have 231s according to this doc.
Oops.
New math.
Yeah. Raiders 32. We're all 32.
32 across the board on the Raiders.
Look where Connor has the Titans. What?
26. I mean, that's not that crazy. I mean, this is
crazy.
really this bottom 8 of the NFL is really bad.
It is. I don't hate that Connor did that. I can see you could just see things through a different POV.
They could play terribly. They won, you know?
Yeah.
Did any of the other teams in this tier win this week? Let's start there.
No.
So there you go. I mean, that's gonna move you up in this little shit pit. You know what I mean?
True. Shit pit.
All right. The Monday night show. By the way, you know who else, Mark, is on the you know who else is on the depth chart for the Indianapolis Colts? Your old friend.
Colt McCoy?
Brett Ripien.
Oh, Brett Ripien.
I mean,
Why are we overlooking Brett Ripien to go sign Phillip Rivers? Why are we?
That's what I'm saying. If you're Brett Ripien,
definitely the right way to say it. Ripien.
Yeah. No, I prefer the Sessler usage of the name.
I know it's Brett Ripien.
Brett, if you're Brett Ripien and you're trying to make it in our league, and they're like, we're calling up a grandfather who hasn't played in 4 years and whose arm is a literal noodle at this point, it's a little bit of a wake up call to Brett Ripien that it might be, this might be it.
Yeah, you could. If you're listening to this, you could also walk around your household and look at every single person in your household, and Brett Ripien is making more than every one of them combined to do nothing. I always look at that. It's just like a little bit like some of these people that were, tears falling down my cheek for Brett Ripien. It's like the guy is like.
I mean, I'm not talking about his bank account. I'm talking about his football mortality.
He's got NFL lineage. I believe it's his uncle, not his dad. But like,
I know you're from that Tony Leafy town in Connecticut, Mark, but it's not all about the bottom line sometimes. It's not about the almighty dollar. I
am not from a Tony Leafy town that was 35 minutes from where you lived. Give me a break.
It was like a wall. It was like that wall in London when we went on the Jack the Ripper tour. It's like, oh, and on this wall, if you're on this side of the wall, you're in West London, and it's posh. But if you're on the east side of the wall, watch out for the Jack the Ripper. All right. That's it. Before we go, a reminder, tomorrow, exclusively on the Patreon, it is the live watch. It's a tradition now. 2 years makes it a tradition. Holiday Touchdown, a Bills love story. Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, exclusively on patreon.com/heed the call, where we will be watching this movie in earnest and commenting about it in real time, Mystery Science Theater 3000 style. Mark, I know this is tickling your tonsils.
It is. I hope that there's 30 more of these to come so that every NFL team gets treated this way during the holiday season. We've got a great lineup of guests as well. It's going to be a time. I don't know what else you'd be doing with your time.
And it's not too late. If you're not a member of the Patreon, you could sign up right now, and you will have access to that live stream. All right, that's it for this show. We will be back on Wednesday, and we will have Adam Shine joining us.
Cannot wait.
That is going to be fun.
Yeah.
Our guy, CBS superstar, Adam Shine. So be there for that. Thanks to everybody for watching and listening. Until next time, do what you must. Heed the call.
Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company. They're one of America's largest financial services companies. Like how I'm more than just Peyton Manning. I'm also motivating Manning. When I say insurance, you say financial services. Insurance.
Financial services.
Insurance.
Financial services.
Now when I say nationwide, you say is both. Nationwide.
Is both.
Nationwide.
Is both.
For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Investment Services Corporation, member FINRA, Columbus, Ohio.